What does that mean, the mind can be a dangerous place or a very great gift? We live in two environments. Our consciousness is aware of two environments simultaneously, the outside world and our inner state. For now, I'm going to call the inner state the mind. It's, of course, a little more sophisticated than that, but the mind will do just fine. What we'll find is that most of us, almost all of us, put almost entire focus of our lives on the outer environment. Why? It is the inner environment that we really care about, but the only way that we have learned to change our inner environment, since we're not really very conscious and aware of the inner environment, is to change the outer environment. Let's take an example. You're feeling lonely inside. That's an inner environment. Your mind is bothering you. It's sitting there talking about the insecurity when you get older, and will I have enough funds, and what's going to happen to me, and so on. And you kind of start that when you're 12, all right? That's called the mind can be a dangerous place, if that's how you're thinking when you're 12 years old. What do we do about that? What we do normally and naturally is to go outside and try to make sure that the outer environment is a way that supports this inner problem that we're having. Yet the truth of the matter is, the only thing we care about is the inner environment. That's embarrassing to actually talk about, but we care about our inner environment, and I'll prove it to you. Let's say you're not doing good inside. You're feeling depressed, your mind is bothering you, perhaps somebody just died or a relationship just broke up, and you're really in the doldrums. You're not doing well inside. Your mind is bothering you, you can't sleep well, and so on. What I'm going to do is take you on a vacation to Hawaii and give you really good food to eat. And guess what? Not only do you not want to go, but if I force you to go, you're going to have a terrible time. Why? Because your inner environment is what you're experiencing, and the outer environment might temporarily distract you from the disturbance you're having inside, but it's not going to stay that way. You're going to fall back in. Most of the time, for most people, it doesn't even distract you. It's just your attachment and involvement in this inner mind, mental place that's going on, is what is feeding you. That's what you're experiencing. And on the other side, the other example, the other end, let's say you just fell in love. You just fell in love. You just met this person. They're so beautiful. You're so excited. Your mind is telling you this, oh, this is the solution to every problem I ever had. I'm flying on cloud 9. And you get a phone call saying you didn't get the job that you wished you'd gotten, right? Guess what you say? Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thanks for calling. All right. Let's say it says somebody else got the raise in the office. They call you and tell you. Say, please congratulate him. Oh, I feel really good about that. Just like it is amazing what happens when your inner environment's okay. That example shows you that it is your inner environment that you're trying to get right. If the outside can make the inner environment right, then you say, that's what I like. If the outside can't make the inner environment right, or if it makes it worse, you blame the outside. So you understand, and I know you all understand, that the mind can be a dangerous place. If it is sitting there bothering you, worrying, telling you things might go wrong, even when things are fine, they might go wrong. Your mind can ruin your entire life. That's why it's a dangerous place. Why can it be a very great gift? What happens there? We're going to discuss that in later sessions in this mini course. What you will find out is if your mind is not bothering you, your ability to have a beautiful life is enhanced tremendously. And your mind can actually enhance your ability to experience life and enjoy life. But right now, what I want to paint out, or what I want to spend time talking about, is your mind is not behaving. You're not doing well with your mind. I sometimes use this example. Let's say you woke up in the morning and your arm was going up and down. That's all it was doing, just going up and down, and you couldn't stop it. What would you do? Oh, I know, you'd say, maybe I should be a painter. Maybe I should be a politician. No, that's not what you would do. You would go out and call a doctor instantaneously. There's something wrong with my arm. It doesn't stop going up and down. Why don't you do that with your mind? Your mind doesn't shut up for a second. It's constantly thinking and talking and worrying and plotting and planning and telling you everything that could go wrong, that is wrong, that you ever did wrong. It even does that, right? You don't call anybody up. I mean, I suppose if it gets too bad, you do. But as a general rule, you just accept that the mind is out of control. And that is a major problem because it goes wherever it wants to go. It goes to places it should not be going. I always pick on people, my strongest one is your past. It goes to problems you had in the past that aren't even happening anymore, and it bothers you about them. So the mind in and of itself What is going on in your mind is what determines the quality of your life. But we don't deal with it that way. We sit there and say, everything needs to be what I need outside. That's what determines the quality of my life. And your mind supports that tremendously. It keeps telling you, you need to get everything outside the way it tells you. It's like a dictator. It tells you, you got to get this person to like you, and you better get this raise, and you better get this, otherwise I'm going to bother you. So a wise person, and we are all wise at the deep level, wakes up someday and says, I have a problem. And the problem is not the outside world. The problem is that my mind will not leave me alone. It is constantly telling me what's wrong, what I've done wrong, what's wrong with me. That's the terrible part to think. We talk about bullies nowadays. It's a terrible problem for sure. Your mind is the biggest bully that ever walked the face of the earth. Your nose is too big. Your feet are long. Nobody can like you. Look at your toenails. You have a hammer toe. All right, your hair, look, it's turning gray. That's terrible. Oh, look, you have a wrinkle on your face. Your mind just constantly badgers you to say that things need to be the way it made up that they need to be. That is a very dangerous place to live. What people don't understand, it does not have to be that way. It can be a beautiful place to live. And if your mind is beautiful, then all of life is beautiful. It leaves you in a state where you're capable of giving, of serving, of doing much more productive things than trying to appease a mind that has serious problems. I like to analogize it to driving a car. A car is a very productive, wonderful thing to have, but not if nobody's driving. If it's just off on its own, that is some dangerous stuff. Same with your mind. The mind, as we'll discuss in the next session, is a wonderful tool. It's a beautiful thing. If you drive properly, if you're using it, if it's just off on its own, it goes off the tracks. My personal journey taught me a great deal about this particular shift from the mind being dangerous to the mind being beautiful. Because I didn't start off trying to make the mind beautiful. I started off trying to make the mind go away. I saw how dangerous it was. That's very easy to see, how much trouble that thing causes. You just walk around and it's constantly telling you what you did wrong and what you should have done and what's wrong with somebody else and decision making. And it drives you nuts. And I didn't want that. I decided that I can't live my life with that going on. I want to have a deeper life than that. My particular self, I actually stepped aside when I was coming out of college. I was in graduate school and moved out to the woods and figured I'm going to do meditation. I'm going to do intense meditation until I stop this thing. Fortunately for me and for you, I learned that that's not the right path. That is not how you appreciate and learn the great gift that the mind can be. That's how you bludgeon the mind to make it shut up. And the more you fought with it, the more it fights back. And the more negativity you put in there, and you didn't meditate enough, you didn't do this enough, you're not doing enough yoga, you're not trying enough. It's just more stuff for the mind to talk about. We call it spiritual ego. It's just the same ego, the same noise. It just starts talking about spiritual things, and it's down on you just as hard as it was, all right? You don't look good, right? You care too much about how you look. Same thing. It's just going both ways. So what I learned is that there is a way to deal with this entire environment inside without creating more commotion by fighting with it, to turn it into something beautiful, that it can really be beautiful inside. And that's what we're going to talk about in these sessions, in the future sessions as we move on, is how to work with the mind to raise it up. It is your job to learn how to raise these energies of the mind up to a higher level so that they become beautiful naturally, as opposed to fighting with them and complaining about the difficulty that you have with your mind. I know you've had those experiences. It's really good that we share with each other, that we understand it's not just us, that mind can go off the tracks. I'll see you over in session 2.